We are live? Well, all right. All right. We're live,
All right.
TK. And let me
Okay.
just say, welcome to Black Money Matters. I'm Karen Weaver, and usually Jameca is here with me today, but Jameca couldn't make it, and she told me, go on in there because we have an interview that we've been excited about. And so before we really jump in here, I want you all to like, share, and what, Mickey? And subscribe to YouTube. Go to YouTube and subscribe. But I think, I'm so excited about today's show. And we have been waiting for you
Yes.
because our special guest today is Mr. TK Thomas.
Thomas. Okay.
That's and you know what? It's funny because I feel like I could have just said it's TK and everyone would know who I'm talking about
hmm
because, we know you.
Yes.
And we're glad to have you here. And I know you're getting ready to leave us.
Yes.
But for you to say I'm not going to leave until I come by
Of course.
and we have this
Of
conversation
course.
about HBCUs
Uh-huh.
and Morehouse,
Yes.
Tougaloo. And really, we're just HBCU proud.
Yes.
And we're also TK proud.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so
we're
much.
TK proud. And so, I hope I hope your friends are sharing this. You tell them they need to share this show
Yes,
because you have a lot to say and we have a lot to talk about.
Yes,
We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, they do.
So I am happy about this. I'm happy about this. And so TK, I mean, we've talked about this for a while.
We have.
We have talked about you coming on. We've talked about we're going to talk some HBCU talk today,
Let's go.
and why it's important.
Yes.
Why it's important, and it's funny because in light of everything that's going on, and now I'm talking about politics and what has happened with affirmative action. One of the things you've heard is there's going to be an influx of students coming into the HBCUs.
Yes.
And you know what I say? I'm not excited about what has happened with affirmative action, but there should have already been an influx of students trying to get into HBCUs.
Right.
And it seems to me like HBCUs I don't know if I'm using the right words, but got popular again after Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Being Madam Vice President, and people started recognizing the importance and the influence of HBCUs and also fraternities and sororities.
Of course.
Fraternities and sororities. So let me see. Let's act like somebody doesn't know you.
Okay.
Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Tell them about yourself.
Well, Facebook land, YouTube land. I am TK Thomas. I am a resident here in Flint, Michigan, born and raised right here in the city of Flint. I graduated from Flint Southwestern Classical Academy as the salutatorian class of 2022 with over a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, it was a journey.
But it's a journey that hasn't stopped.
It sure has not.
It hasn't stopped.
It has not. It has not. A lot of people see my faces. They saw my faces around Flint and Michigan itself. I was up there with our wonderful Governor Whitmore. Also with you, former Mayor Karen, Dr. Weaver.
Yes.
And then also lastly, working.
Okay.
Working and being involved in the school district. I believe giving back to your community is very important because we have so many great people who comes out of the city of Flint, but doesn't contribute anything back to where they come from. So, yes, I am in Atlanta, Georgia, attending the best illustrious.
You know what?
One.
Okay, wait. Okay, this is where the arguments start. Now, usually me and Jameca are arguing about Northern versus Northwestern or Michigan versus Michigan State. So here, we have this kind of rivalry with HBCUs too.
Yeah.
So here we go. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Morehouse College, 1867.
Yeah.
It's the number one Black male excellence of a college that caters to Black males, individuals. We have a great amount of people who graduated from Morehouse College. And I am super proud to be accepted to over 70 colleges and universities with majority of them being and HBCU and also PWIs as well.
Okay, why was that important to you?
It was important because I was a dual enrollment student at Harvard University as well while taking classes at Flint Southwestern Classical Academy. I see the difference in a PWI and an
Mhm.
HBCU. An HBCU, if people don't know, is historically black colleges
And
and
let people know what
universities.
PWI stands for in case
Predominantly
they don't
white
know. That's right.
institutions.
That's right.
And HBCUs caters to that black woman, that black male excellence that's is inside of all of us. Versus, I'm not shaming anybody for going to a PWI,
Right, right.
but however, the experience that you can get at a HBCU, you cannot get at a
You can't
PWI.
get it.
You cannot get it anywhere.
No, it's something that's different.
It is.
And I'm gonna tell you what's funny about that is because I remember my first year, I was here at
Mhm.
home at U of M Flint.
Mhm.
And just going from U of M Flint to stepping on the campus at Tougaloo, it was
Mhm.
like this stress had automatically been relieved from me
Yes.
because I'm like, man, everybody looks like me. Everybody
Mhm.
in here is black,
Mhm.
and it was just you could take a deep breath and you could
Yes.
relax in that
Yes.
and enjoy that.
Yes.
You could enjoy it, but keep
Yes.
going, keep
Yes.
going.
When senior year came, well, let me back up. I always wanted to go to Morehouse College ever since the age of 7. And Morehouse,
Why?
everything Morehouse represents catered to the black male excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And Morehouse, well, Morehouse men, which is the alums of Morehouse College
Mm-hmm.
versus men of Morehouse is
Right.
the current students.
Right.
So that is one thing that we do correct people.
Mm-hmm.
Students who
As
was
you
going through
should.
Morehouse College's men of Morehouse and graduates of that wonderful institution is um Morehouse men, man of Morehouse. Well,
Okay, so my husband is a Morehouse man.
yes, he is.
My brother was a Morehouse man.
Yes, and I
Okay.
am a
Man
man
of
of
Morehouse.
Morehouse. There's a
Okay.
huge
There's a
difference.
huge
There's a
difference.
huge
If you
difference.
all didn't know.
Until we can walk across that stage and get that degree in our hands,
Uh-huh.
then that's when you can declare yourself as a Morehouse man.
And look, I can tell you can't wait.
I cannot
I can
wait.
tell you can't
I
wait.
can't wait.
So why would you tell somebody to go to not just Morehouse, but if they don't go to Morehouse, why would you tell them to go to an HBCU?
I will
We started
say,
on it, but keep
I
going.
will say, for you to see the difference
Mhm.
versus between a PWI and an HBCU, it's a huge, 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 huge difference. HBCU, you are surrounded by people who look like you,
Mhm.
light skin, brown skin, dark skin, caramel,
Mhm.
and you're not only like you're not only the salutatorian of your class. You're surrounded by
A lot of
multiple.
smart people.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, and it's something about seeing educated black males and black
Yeah,
girls
it is.
who's
It was
attending
yeah.
the HBCUs all around the world. It's
Mhm.
important. Like I said, you cannot get this experience nowhere else. Down from being at the yard, down from the different probates with the
Right.
fraternities and sororities,
Right.
and the tailgates, the homecomings,
The bands.
yes,
Let's talk about the
the band
bands.
and the football
That's right.
games. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. It's so much worth it. I tell people this at Morehouse with me being a tour ambassador. Do not let that price tag scare you away from your next chapter of your life because this next chapter of your life will bring something greater that you have not saw before, and the only person that knows is God.
So let me ask you this, because going from high school to college it's a
It
transition.
is.
So how was it for you to go from high school to Morehouse?
I can say with me being in high school, I was always the go-getter.
Mhm.
I was always that man,
Okay.
that the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Uh-huh.
Um
What you wait, Mickey laugh. Okay, Mickey, what's
and I was a hard worker. So transitioning over to high school to college,
Mhm.
it was an easy transition, but
Mhm.
do not get me wrong. college is a whole
It's a whole
different
different
ball
game.
game.
Right.
It's a whole different ball game. Now, people think I ran into a couple of people and they asked me, "Oh, you have African American professors. Are
Mhm.
they easy on you?"
No.
No, they're
No.
not. They're not.
No, they act like they're your family,
Yes,
and they get on you
they sure
with
do.
yeah, they get on you.
They sure do.
Mhm.
They sure
And
do.
they tell you what they expected from you.
Absolutely.
It's very different,
It
because
is.
I didn't get that. If you find that at a
Mhm.
PWI, it's far and few between.
Mhm.
But that's how they were. That's how the instructors, were
Right.
at an HBCU,
Right.
and they didn't play.
Yeah, they did not play. They did not play. And every HBCU has the enriched history of how it got started, how it's
Mhm.
striving now.
Mhm.
Because I love that people from Flint are going to HBCUs. HBCUs wasn't very often talked about in different households and
Mhm.
different school districts. And I'm glad that my family exposed me to
Mhm.
HBCUs. My mother attended Alabama State University. She wanted me to go to Alabama State, but I'm
Mhm.
like,
But
not
Imma do a HBCU,
I'm a
mom.
yes,
Right.
and that's important. And
Mhm.
that's what my family, my aunts, my uncles, my grandmother, they want us to have that education because once you have that education that you have from going to school and going to college and striving to be the best that you can,
Mhm.
no man can take that away from you.
And you know what? Those are some lasting relationships. So I
It
told you
is.
I'm getting ready to go to Mississippi. I
Yes.
went to school at Mississippi.
Mhm.
Some of my line sisters are gonna come,
Mhm.
and I'm not even gonna tell you how long ago I pledged. But I mean, I'm so excited.
Uh-huh.
We're so excited to see each other.
Right.
And Alana does the same thing. My daughter went to FAMU, and I saw Dr. Pugh on here talking about some HBCU love. I
Okay.
saw
Okay.
that, and Winters is sending you some love.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
I would say, "What about me?" But that's okay, Winters. I got you. I got you. Jameca said, "Please share." Oh, Marlo, she said, "My son is so. I'm so proud."
Oh, thank you,
I wonder
mama.
who Marlo. I wonder who that is.
Marlo Thomas is my mother.
Yes.
My mother, my grandmother is Catherine Thomas. I have a host of uncles and aunts. They it takes a village to raise a child.
And you do get a village. And
Yes.
I remember when Alana went to FAMU, and we were driving home, and I said, "You went to your first class?" And she
Uh-huh.
said, "Mom, it hasn't started yet, but you act like you're more excited than me." I said, I
Uh-huh.
was. I
Uh-huh.
said, "I am because I know what kind of experience you're going to
Uh-huh.
get."
Yes.
And she was so happy that she did
Yes.
go.
Yes.
And I know that's part of the reason you came on, because you wanted to talk about
Yes.
what HBC, I mean, about the importance of it.
Yes.
About
Yes.
the
It's
importance of it.
important. And I one thing I love about Morehouse is that brotherhood that you get to witness and that you get to um love on each other with. Because with people think, oh, Morehouse College is an all-male school.
Mhm.
Yes, it is an all-male school, but it's not an all-male experience.
Right.
We have sisters.
Yeah. Spelman is your
Spelman
sister's
College
right.
is our unofficial sister school, but
Exactly.
our official sister school is Benedict College.
Mhm.
But even meeting my Spelman sister and with our ceremonies that we have, I love her to death. I have sisters. My cousins, I call them my sisters because they
Mhm.
are my sisters, and I love each and every one of them to death. And seeing how Morehouse operates and Spelman operates, I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. It's right next to each other, and I cannot forget about Clark and Lano.
Right, you can't.
I can't.
But you know what? You all have started taking women in the medical school.
Yes.
And it's not something that just started,
Mhm.
because someone that went to school with me at Tougaloo went there for
Mhm.
medical school.
Yes.
Went to Morehouse College.
And what people that don't know about Morehouse College in the early days of Morehouse,
There's another HBCU grad right
oh,
there.
hey HBCU, it's just love. It's just love. It's love that we can represent and we can have that friendly rival and people don't understand and like, what they talking about. I'm like, it's a HBCU thing. It's a HBCU thing. But women had actually got a degree from Morehouse in the early days
Mhm.
of when Morehouse College was starting up, and a lot of people did not know about that.
Mhm.
And I was even surprised because when becoming a tour ambassador, you have to learn.
What's a tour
A
ambassador?
tour ambassador. A
And why am
tour
I not
ambassador.
surprised that you're one?
A tour ambassador is giving the history of Morehouse College to potential students and families, and telling people about Morehouse College itself. But not only that, the AUC. The AUC is the Atlanta University Center, which combines the Morehouse College, Morehouse School of Medicine, Spelman College, and Clark Atlanta University as well. Now, Morris Brown did just open back up. I'm
Right.
so proud of Morris Brown.
Mhm.
They just accepted a large amount of students, and I love that for them. I love it. I love it. I see Morris Brown is stepping back into the game, and it's the support and the sponsorships, the donors, and it takes us. It takes people. It takes that one yes to branch out and grow a whole forest of wonderful people.
But okay, you're in Atlanta, but I saw you in New York. We gotta talk about that.
Let's talk about
I
that.
saw you
Big
in
lights.
Times Square.
Times Square, New York.
Did okay, did anybody see that? Did anybody see TK in Times Square?
Ugh, Times Square. That
Talk about that, TK. How
I
did
had
that
a
happen?
dream. I always had a dream of being in big lights in New York. I watch movies, I watch TV
I love New York.
shows, and I never thought I would be able to get that privilege of being in Times Square with the help of Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley is a financial company.
Your uncle is here.
My uncle from Atlanta. Hey,
How did you know?
Carl.
That's what he said too. Your uncle in Atlanta.
I love him to death. He also taught me about HBCUs as well. And
Mhm.
not only him, my aunt Rose, my aunt Elaine, my
Mhm.
different uncles Calvin and Clifford, and my whole entire family itself. They taught me about HBCUs and broadcasting my picture in Times Square. They all were so
How did
proud
that
of me.
happen? I mean,
The accomplishments, and I'm getting
emotional.
emotional about it
That's okay.
because oftentimes we hear about Flint, we
Mhm.
hear about the water crisis, we
Mhm.
hear about the poverty rates, we hear about the crime rates that's going on and the raggedy streets that
Mhm. You don't hear about the good things.
we don't hear about the good
about the
things.
people that are doing things.
Exactly. And I'm blessed
Mhm.
because God gave me my family that loves me, supports me, no matter what I want to do. Even if they don't agree with it, they're still going to support me. And not
Mhm.
only that, they gave me a community that loves me and accepts me, and a school district that I love hands down.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, I remember how you and I met. You gave me my first yes. You gave me my first yes with with the inspirational t-shirt clothing line. And that led from the t-shirt line, the mental health app, 100% truth, down from starting my own foundation to give back to the community in
Wow.
surrounding areas. And you played a part in my success. Flint plays a part in my success. No matter where I go, I always tell people I'm Flint strong.
Right.
And I love Flint, and I will carry Flint in my heart forever and always.
Mhm.
And the different organizations, because I love Youth Quest. We have a new program in the Flint Community School District now. I love Youth Quest and the community ed and the teachers and the other members, fertility, the other staff members. They all played a part in my success, but I have to give credit to God.
That's right.
Because without
That's right.
him, I am nothing.
Mhm.
Long as I have
Long as-
faith,
yes.
the size of a mustard seed,
That's right.
he will provide. He will
And
provide.
he has.
And he has.
And he has.
And he still is.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because I was gonna say I know I know
Yes. Yes.
what's important.
It is. It is.
It's really important.
It
is your
is.
relationship with God.
Yes.
And it shows, and you're not scared to talk about
I'm
it.
sure not.
And a lot of times, especially, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but a lot of times younger people don't have that kind of
They don't.
confidence to be able to say,
They don't.
"Yep, I love the Lord, and I give him credit
Mhm.
for who I am and where I am and what I'm going to become."
Right. Right.
And I see you do that.
I love it. I tell people growing up in Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church and also my uncle Calvin Randolph is the pastor, and my great uncle
Mhm.
Dr. Reverend Lewis Randolph. Oh God, I miss him to death.
Oh, Melissa said he worked his butt off in school. My
I sure
daughter told
did.
me about it.
I sure did. I
Yes.
sure did, and it's paying off for the next
You but
generations to come.
okay, what did I miss? 'Cause how I was still trying to figure out, now how did you end up in Times Square? You haven't quite told us that story, TK. How'd you end up
So
at I mean, on the bright lights of New York City?
so with me having a full ride going to Morehouse College and going after Morehouse College up to my doctorate degree, it's all paid for. If
Mhm.
I want to get a second master's degree, I can. If I
Uh-huh.
want to get if I want like a doctorate degree, if I want to get two of them, I can. It's all
That's
paid.
something.
It's paid up to the max. And with Morgan Stanley, they highlight students who provide for their community, highlight students who is doing well and being successful and being the best
Mhm.
that they can.
Mhm.
And that's what Morgan Stanley represents. Morgan Stanley has a large variety of HBCU workers who work in the different locations of Morgan
Okay.
Stanley. And I remember getting that email that I got a full ride from Morehouse and going on a Zoom call, meeting the different financial advisors all around the world, and with my other Morgan Stanley brothers and Morgan Stanley sisters, because we have it's a scholarship that is only offered at Morehouse College, Spelman College, and Howard University.
Okay.
And I can say out of over 800 students, I got selected, and 3 other people got selected as well. And I'm just like, wow, it's my it says a lot, because I know a lot of people who apply for different scholarships, apply for colleges and everything. they I tell people, put your whole testimony in that essay,
Mhm.
and different scholarships and different college applications who ask different questions, just critique it and just make little changes here and there, and that's what I have done. And so Morgan Stanley, whoever get a scholarship offer with them, it's a HBCU Morgan Stanley scholarship fund. They give people the opportunity to be in Times Square for the duration of
Wow.
4 years and ongoing. So in September, I will have my updated picture in
Are you
Times Square.
serious?
I can't wait for
I
that.
can't wait
I
either.
can't wait. I
TK
can't wait.
TK in New York,
I
in
love
Times
it.
Square.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Did
Hands
you
down.
did go to New York to see it,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
loved it. I
Yes.
love it. I cried.
Yeah, I bet you
I
did.
cried
I
my
would
eyes
too.
out,
Uh-huh.
because this is a
And those are the things we're talking about as
yes.
far as things that people don't expect
Mhm.
of people from Flint, because they have a
Exactly.
perception of Flint.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they've almost decided and
Mhm.
determined
Mhm.
how far you're going to
Mhm.
go and what you will become,
Mhm.
and just they've made assumptions.
Yes, they have. They have. They think, people who coming from Flint is either in a gang or on drugs, or just all the
Right, they think
negativities,
about negative
all
things.
the negative things. But they don't. I tell people, they still talk about our water crisis.
Mhm.
Even, we had a convocation, and, they mentioned Flint still doesn't have clean water.
Mhm.
I'm like, and everybody turned and looked at me and
I know, isn't that
Antonio.
weird when everybody turns and they look at you and they're waiting for you to say something and you're
Uh-huh.
thinking, "I came for such and such."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I can't count how many times Antonio, Ashton, and Narabi and I have counted, like, how many times, like, people ask about the water.
Mhm.
And we be honest with them and tell them.
Yeah.
But then also, not only with that, we also talk about the great potential that we have in the
Right.
city of Flint.
And we do have great
We
potential.
do.
We
We
do
do.
have great potential.
We do. We do. We do. And I'm so proud. We have one student from Flint, Michigan. His name is Cameron. He is going, I believe he's already down there right now as we speak.
'Cause
He got accepted into Morehouse, and he's from Flint, Michigan, and he's down there right
so you
now.
let them know about the heat now, right?
Oh yes, he knows.
Look, because I told you I'm getting ready to go to Mississippi, and
Uh-huh.
someone said to me, actually it was the NAACP president, Derek
Uh-huh.
Johnson. He said, "Well, one thing hadn't changed. It's hot as hell right now." And I remember I said August, and school starts in August,
It sure
and it was
is.
always,
It
it's
sure
going to be
is.
103,
It
100.
sure
I mean,
is.
it's just hot.
It is, and my uncle in Atlanta, he tells me about the heat waves and,
Hmm.
when it rains, you got that mugginess that surrounds you, act like it's gonna choke you. The South heat is completely
It's very different.
different. It's different.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
real
different.
different. Yeah, but you're getting ready to go back to it.
I am.
But
I
you know
am.
what? And it's I'm not even gonna call names, but somebody said to me, "You got that long sleeve shirt on, and it's hot out."
Oh,
I
I've
said, "But
heard
you know
that
what?
before.
It's my HBCU pride, and
Uh-huh.
my other ones are packed."
Uh-huh.
I said, "But look, TK has on his jacket,
Sure do.
his Morehouse jacket."
Sure do. I gotta make sure ain't nothing on it. That's what we do around here, Dr. Weaver. That's
But
what
you
we
say
do.
that's how we roll, huh?
Yes,
That's
yes,
exactly right. He said, "I'm
yes.
gonna put this on, and I'm gonna wear it proudly."
Yes.
So you help recruit, don't you?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And I was even blessed. I was blessed to we have a ranking amount of students. We have over 800 students who will be entering Morehouse College as a freshman this year. And our one of the deans called me and said, TK. I said, yes. I said, then it was a silence, just a wave of silence. I said, hello, are you still here? He said, TK, you, they do evaluations and they do percentages on, who helps with what. And I can say over 30%, up to 50, I helped recruited most of those students and impacted their lives and let them choose Morehouse College to be their next institution
So you know
higher
what that
learning.
goes to. So Jameca had a question,
Yes.
and she said, "What would you say to other Flint students as they prepare to apply for college?"
I love this question because it can go so many ways.
Uh-oh.
Speak your heart out. Let them know Flint is still here. One. Two, let them know how the different things like the water crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic affected you.
Mhm.
I tell people, put your whole testimony, put your whole well, it's a song. You got to put your back into it.
Mhm.
I heard that song before, but I'm not a fan of it.
Mhm.
But put your whole body, your mind, your soul in this essay and let them read about you. Not only that, they also look at the different people who send recommendations. Get involved. Be involved in your community.
Okay, now, okay, let's talk about some community involvement,
Ooh.
because what are you not involved in? I mean, so when you came in today, I'm like, "Okay, so where are you coming from?" Because you're involved in a lot of different
Everywhere,
things.
everywhere, everywhere. And even when I had a discussion with President Thomas, he's like, I heard you is a part of over 12 organizations. I said, and counting.
And counting,
And
mhm.
counting. And I said, I got to make a spreadsheet of the different organizations that I'm a part of
How do you
because
have the
it's,
time? How do you do
ooh,
that? How do you balance that?
I tell people you have to start your day off early.
Yes.
If you
Would you
wake
say
up,
start off
you have
early?
to start off early. And
Yeah,
if you don't start your day off early, you
you've
done
lost
you
time.
lost time. You lost time. And a lot of people, I tell people, yes, I am balancing X, Y, and Z and a part of many different organizations. Yes, I am. But however, people ask about have I received that burnout
Mhm,
of stress and, distress and everything. And I
mhm.
said, no, I haven't because I'm doing what I love.
Right.
Once
And
you
that makes a
it
difference
does.
when you're following your passion.
Yes. Yes, it does. It does. A lot of people join organizations and different groups and everything just because it will look good on their resume.
Right.
And they work hours, hours, hours. But I love doing what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I love it. I will never change
I mean, and you know
anything.
what surprises me is you work at Moons.
Yes, Lawrence E. Moon
Right.
Funeral Home.
And that's, I mean, there's some young people
Yes.
And so how'd you go there?
So my aunt Rose, she is a faithful member of one of Moon's locations, and
Mhm.
she's the manager in Saginaw. And growing up, I was a mama's baby, I was a granny's baby, I was an uncle's, auntie's babies. I
Uh-huh.
was everybody baby. And witnessing that my aunt does, which is helping the people at the time of bereavement,
Yeah.
I love it. I was
Mhm.
so interested in learning more. And she taught me different things. And Mr. Moon knew my family for a long time.
Mhm.
And I would come in periodically, even before I was um um I was counted as an employee regardless. I would do different stuff and learn so many different things, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay." And everybody like, "You know how to do this?" I said, "Yeah." I love to learn. I love to
Mhm.
learn different things. And I get to see different things, that even down being a greeter, down from being in a morgue.
Mhm.
Each person in the funeral home industry has a role to play. And once every role is played correctly, the families are satisfied. The families are beyond
Because it's a
satisfied.
hard
It
time.
is.
It's a
It is.
difficult time.
It's a difficult time because, people lose their grandparents, their parents, their children,
Mhm.
and and the
I was
children.
gonna say, what is that like? Because I have
It's
a family member that works there as well, my
hmm
sister, but
hmm
there have been a lot of young people that have lost their lives here.
it has,
And how does
and
that, how do you deal with that when you see people your age and younger coming through? What do you say to that?
the first thing I can do is pray,
Mhm.
because prayer is needed for our young people. Us, we we
Right.
we need prayer. Everybody needs prayer.
Mhm.
And witnessing the different young people that we receive in the funeral homes, all I can do is just I just be baffled. I just have no words to really describe it, because being young and lost your life to many different things, it's sad, because you could be a 10-year-old, you can be a 15-year-old, you can be a 16-year-old, but that little boy and little girl will not be able to grow up to be an adult, to
Mhm.
go to college, to witness different things, to even step out of the city of
Right.
Flint.
Right, and I
And it's
think one of
sad.
the things we see as a result of that is a lot of young and a lot of young people. It used to be more males than
Hmm
females, but now it's kind of
hmm
both.
Yes.
But don't even expect to live
Right.
past a certain age.
Right. Right.
They're like,
Right.
well, if I make it to 21 or 20, I've done well.
hmm
And working there and seeing this,
hmm
um, I
It's
just wondered what that is
it,
like.
it, it it breaks my heart. It
Hmm.
breaks my heart 100%. It breaks my heart to even see somebody my age in a
His
casket.
name is TK.
TK Thomas.
Somebody said, "What's his TK Thomas?"
TK Thomas. It breaks my heart, because I'm just like, wow, you still had a lot of life to live.
Right.
You had a lot of life to live. And maybe, sometimes I say, well, maybe our timing isn't God's timing. So
Mhm.
I can just pray and just say, God, just protect us,
Right.
because we don't know when our last day is going to be.
Right.
We don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, and it's sad that parents are burying their children at such a young,
Mhm.
early age.
Mhm.
It scares me.
And so, but that's just one of the places you work.
Yes. Yes.
What's the list? Because I mean, really, you do a lot here.
I do a lot outside of the organizations and
Right.
everything, and volunteering here and there. Not only being an employee at Moon's Funeral Home, I'm also an employee at Mr. Prince Gourmet. Mr. Prince is a Black-owned business here in the city of Flint.
And I remember people were waiting
Yes, the
for him to
lines.
open up. I mean, they were just waiting for that place to.
Yes, yes, and the owner, her name is Teresa Chapman, and she opened this business in memory of her, and her love of her grandfather.
Okay.
And she carrying the legacy on, and I get to witness that and the recipes and everything, and being a servant of God, because it's a, it's a Christian Black owned business, of course, and seeing how she's striving.
And say the name of it again.
Mr. Prince Gourmet.
And it's
Mr.
at
Prince Gourmet.
the
Flint Farmers Market. You can get her tacos Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
They're good.
And I'm pretty sure if you heard of her food, it's great views, great reviews as always.
It was good.
It's great reviews as always. And I tell people, they like, the line is so long. I was like, yes, the line is made.
It's long for a reason.
It is long for a reason, because it's made fresh. It's not made at like Taco Bell or McDonald's or a fast food restaurant. It's made with freshness and love and prayer. And prayer. And I tell people, she has an online ordering system now that she been had, and we just reopened it back up to the city of Flint for people and who are working and can't enjoy their tacos, and because they have to get back to work because their break time. So I tell people, order online. It's worth it.
It's worth it. But where else do you work?
Moons, Mr. Prince. Not only with that, the list is long.
Yeah, Marsha, those they are. She said, love his tacos. Yeah, they are. They are. Oh, do you deliver? Do they deliver?
That's coming soon.
Coming soon.
It's in the works. It's coming soon.
Okay, you heard it. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon.
Okay.
It's coming soon. But the list, the list goes on and on, on and on. Not only that, the different organizations and the different foundations.
So today, let me see. What is the date today? Today is the 8th. So you know what's getting ready to come up. 810 day?
810 day. 810 day.
Are you going to be there?
I will be downtown.
I know it. You know what? And I can't believe I'm going to miss it. I don't do that. I told you I have to go out of town.
I didn't know so soon.
I know. And when I saw Adriana, I told her, I said, because I usually go to that. I love it. I love 810 day. I know Adrian's been real. My daughter's been real involved.
Yes.
But 810 day. So you're going to be there for the fashion show, the concert.
Yes,
they were just here. When was it, Mickey? Last week?
That
Adriana was here, and oh wow, there was somebody else with her. I know it. I can't believe we can't think. Eiler was here.
Yes.
And they had so much fun talking about 810 day.
It is.
And I had just seen you the last time. Well, it wasn't 810 day, but it was when they had was it the spring fashion show?
Yeah, it was a spring fashion show. So I met Adriana through Tracy Palmer, Trendsetters Productions. I love Tracy.
Shout out to Tracy.
She also been a valuable help with my success and everything, and being involved with her organization and her modeling school and everything. And meeting Adriana was like, I need you. She told Tracy, I need somebody, and Tracy was like, I got somebody.
TK.
And it's me. And me and Adriana been locked in since, and I love her.
Look, Marsha's she said she needs 6 tacos tomorrow.
6 tacos.
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Marsha.
Thursday. We open up at 11 a.m. But however, the online ordering system will be on, and you can place your order for your tacos, and we attempt to close at 4:15. But people,
I want her to have some tacos when I come get my nails done, Marsha.
Okay.
Have some tacos for me.
Okay. Get her some tacos. The gourmet tacos and the impossible tacos are good too. It's the plant-based. A lot of people are surprised in the plant-based how it actually tastes like meat. So it's lovely. It's lovely.
It is. It sure is.
It's lovely.
Ooh, you got me hungry. I mean, really, you got me hungry, TK.
Okay.
But I think you got some other people on here hungry too.
Yeah.
You have some other people hungry. So do you think that how has I'm going to get back, because you're so involved in so many things. How has Morehouse helped you with that?
Morehouse, I can say, being a part of different organizations and everything here in Michigan and being in Flint,
Mhm.
I get to show them what a kid from Flint can do.
Right.
And they were surprised. There was people is surprised 100%. And I don't think people really met a go-getter and a hardworking player until
Mhm.
they met me. And I
All
get that
right.
from my
Did you all
family.
hear that?
I get that from my
You met him
family.
here.
I get that from my family.
Okay.
And even working hard with different organizations at Morehouse and different clubs and everything, this had granted me two internships in the summer that I was actually doing. One was called Men for Choice. Men for Choice is an organization group that helps women become allies for fighting for women equal rights.
Okay.
And it's important. It's important for us guys to help women fight
I
for their
saw
rights.
a picture. It was on Facebook the other day,
Mhm.
and it was men, and they had these T-shirts on. So
Mhm.
it said, "Respect her,
Yes.
honor her, crown her."
Yes.
It was just all of
Yes.
these positive
We love
affirmations
our
that,
queens.
and that's what they were saying.
Yes.
And I just thought that was so. I mean, it was just beautiful
And it's important because our rights is being changed at every moment given of
at every
time.
moment.
It's
Hmm.
being changed. It's probably
And
being
I think
changed right
people,
now.
yeah, and I like to see that respect when we're uplifting each other.
Mhm.
Our men are uplifting us, and we're
Mhm.
uplifting our men, because I think there are a lot of people and things in society that want to destroy
Yes.
us
Yes.
from supporting each other and
Yes.
loving and lifting each other,
Yes.
as and they want to put us against each other
Mhm.
as males and females, and not have us.
And it's sad. It's sad because people talk about the black on black crime,
Hmm.
but they don't talk about crime, the overall aspect of it, because our people is getting killed every day.
Hmm.
Regardless, let's think about the people who didn't have a cell phone to just whip out
Right.
and record.
Right.
It's so many different people who lost their lives.
Right, and it's funny because they were the stories we were telling anyway,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
technology came and validated the stories that we knew these things were
Of
happening to
course.
us anyway,
Of course.
and then technology comes in. That was one of the good things about
Mhm.
technology
Yeah.
was, okay, now we can show you what we've been
Yes.
talking about.
Yes. And broadcast it so people can see what we've been talking about.
Mhm.
Because, people can think, oh, that black boy got pulled over by behind the car, and whenever I see police behind cars, I go in prayer mode because I'm like,
Mhm.
anything can happen.
Mhm.
And I pray daily. My family raised me to be a prayer warrior, my church family.
Mhm.
And it's important because prayer is needed. It's needed in our schools. It's needed
Yes.
in this city, the cities around us,
You
the
used to be
state.
able to pray in school,
Used to, but
but okay.
yeah, that's
What, dang, we just put
that's
our
a
heads
his
down.
that's a
Okay.
his stretch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it is needed, and it changes
It
things.
is. It is.
It changes
It
things.
does.
But you reminded me of that photograph that I saw of the men with those,
Uh-huh.
and I think I shared it on my page. I don't know
I
if I
think you
got it
did. I
oh,
think you did.
yeah, I thought that was so, wonderful.
It is. And it's and I know, women oftentimes feel disrespected by men because they
Mhm.
don't feel the level of respect for
Mhm.
men because, words be exchanged
Right.
and, calling each other out their names. And it's sad
Mhm.
to see the different language that is being used on our women because this world, James Brown said it's a man's world.
Mhm.
But
But
however, it ain't. It's not just a man's world.
mhm.
It's a woman's world more importantly because you brought us into this world, raised us, bathed us, cooked for us, done everything. But it's the love that the women gives to us and the motherly love and the love that you can witness from women in general. You can't get that, some people can get it from a man, some can, some won't, but it's it's the touch that you all have. It's the love and the connection that we can just get from a woman because we need to protect you, women, because your rights are being changed every day, little in the blink of an eye.
Right.
And they like especially African American women. in different workplaces. Oh, you can't wear your hair
Right.
natural. They want it silk.
Yep.
They want your hair that can just move like a horsetail.
This is where we have some real conversation.
But
But
how
it's true.
it is, and I hear this very often from different women. Their hair is their crown.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're telling a woman who can't wear their natural hairstyle, they can't wear, their afro or their puffs,
Mm-hmm.
it's not appropriate. It's sad. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see the blackness that
Right. And
evolves
that's what it
around
is.
us.
They don't want to see the
They don't want to see
blackness.
it. They don't want to see it, and it's sad. It's completely sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Mm-hmm. And you see it more and more as they try to take things
Yes.
out of the schools and out of history.
Yes.
So what's going on at Morehouse about that? How I mean, really?
The history. Oh my God. The history is
Mhm.
amazing. The history class I had, it was completely amazing because I learned different things about, some of the different things we went through in the past. And I had what was that class called? I had this one class. It was called African American Diaspora. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
and that made me go into the turning lane and to go down and my family history, my family roots, and see about my great great grandparents, my great great my generations behind me, because everything that they have to fought for is for us to be here right now. Segregation played a large part. Slavery did as well. And I tell
You
people,
mean you don't think it was beneficial? You don't think
exactly.
it
They don't.
Right.
They don't.
Uh-huh.
They don't. Our ancestors is crying with joy right now because we can go to a bathroom together. We can sit down in a restaurant together. We can go to school together. It's just, one of my professors asked us, will we want to live back in the day? And it was a hard question. Some said no, some said yes, but the ones that said yes was the ones that wanted to be the go-getters to help change.
Uh-huh.
So the question,
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
It is because there's a lot that happened back in the day, and there's things going on right now.
I was going to say, and there's still a lot going on right now.
It is.
That's happening.
It is, and it's sad. It's sad, 100%. And every day we just have to be prayed up, be in our books, and not only that, but the news will give you something what there's a lot of things that happens in the world that the news don't talk about.
And you know what? Okay, so now that's why we're here. Really. I mean, and that's why we have this platform. Mickey, we appreciate Mickey brought this 810 news media platform. And I mean, I remember when I really got to know who Mickey was and looking at this, because it was just what you talked about. The media not bringing us information, and not giving us the news or giving us misinformation.
Right.
And we need a platform to be able to tell our story.
We do, and it's important. I love it. I just love it 100%. My twin brother Demonte, he's attending Michigan State University. Even though he's a go green, but I'm gonna go blue. But
I'm gonna go green.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here
You
we
know, I
go.
mean, hey, what can we
Go
go
blue all
green
day.
all day long? Go green.
And he's his major is journalism, and the different things that he tells us. And we're like, we didn't even know that. We didn't the different articles, the different things that happen around the different world, the things happen over in Korea, South and North, and Africa, and all around the world. It's important for us to know what's really going on outside of the United States, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. And not only that, newsrooms, in Michigan, surrounding areas, around the whole entire United States.
Yes.
They're not going to give the truth about a story. They're gonna batter it
Oh,
up
say
and
that
they're
again.
gonna batter it up and put it in the oven and have some fresh cookies come on out.
Sprinkle some sugar
Yep,
on it and
put some
make us
sugar
think it
on it.
tastes good.
But no, but soon as you taste a bite in that cookie,
Mm-hmm.
ugh,
Yep.
it ain't it.
And it is important. I didn't know that's what. So that's what what's your twin brother's name?
Demonte.
Demonte. So
Demonte
he's doing
Thomas.
journalism.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is. I mean, it's really important. It is so important
Mm-hmm.
that we have a place to go and a place to come. And so when you need a place to go and come, or you have a story to
Mm-hmm.
tell, we're gonna put you right on that screen, and you can
Okay.
come right here on 81. I mean, really, you should
Yes.
keep us up to date
I
with
will.
what's going on at
I
Morehouse.
will.
I
I
think that would
will.
be wonderful because one of the things we want to do is I want to get. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I want to let people know about HBCUs
Mm-hmm.
because I just they play such an important role, and like I said, it seems like people are learning more about
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
as a result of Kamala Harris. They had forgotten.
And it's important. It's important, to instead of you giving, taking out loans because
Mm-hmm.
tuition went up for
Mm-hmm.
all these schools and inflation went up everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I tell people, if you're gonna put your money somewhere, put your money somewhere where it's gonna come back to you at the end of it. And everything that Morehouse or everything that a HBCU is going to give to you is going to
Mm-hmm.
be worth it. It's going to be worth
Right.
that over $100,000 over, your years at your HBCU, or, it's going to be worth it. And that's why I tell people, don't put a price tag on something that you want because life is short. Life is short. Live your life for you, do what's best for you, and do it by the grace of God.
Wow. I'm ready to end on that note. I mean, that was, I mean, because that is so true.
It is.
It's so true.
It is.
And so we've got just a few minutes left. What have I not asked you about that you want people to know that you think is important, TK?
I think people need to know about scholarships.
Okay, we'll talk about scholarships
Scholarships.
because we all need them.
Scholarships.
People need scholarships so they can get to school.
Yes. So with me being the first person, not in Flint, but in Michigan, to receive over $3 million worth of scholarships, I tell people
Say that over what?
over $3 million.
Over $3 million
worth of
in
scholarships. And the first person to do that is a kid from Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And it speaks volumes
Mm-hmm.
because when the different news articles went around and the different interviews and everything, people's like, how? Why you do all of that? Why you do all of that? I'm like, let me show you and tell you why I done all of that, because it's important. People say, tell us about their stories about student loans, because their amount of their student loans is a house mortgage.
Right. Oh,
And,
yeah.
it's their house mortgage.
It is. That's true.
And I told myself, I don't ever want to get put in debt where I can't be able to provide for my future family or provide for myself. Because scholarships, look, let me tell y'all, it's a scholarship for anything and everything. Wearing glasses, you can be left-handed. I'm not left-handed, but Demonte is. Being an African American woman, being a Black male, there's scholarships for everything. But however, I tell people,
how do you find them?
Google.
Just Google
them. Google them. And then not only that, people I know this being shared to different seniors right now. There's different fraternities and sororities who's giving away scholarships as well. And different organizations that is giving scholarships as well. And I tell people, don't just apply for the ones that has 00000. Apply for the ones that like $200, $300, $500, because every penny
it adds up.
Because those books, when I tell you, I was looking at we call it Tiger Pay. It's our summary of our bill report, and I was seeing how much of all my books cost. It was over $4,000. I said, "Ooh, okay. I'm so glad I'm on scholarship and have scholarships to back me up for my future years to come." And not only that, I tell people, every school I think has, let me correct myself because I'm not sure what other school districts are doing, but I can speak for Flint Community Schools. We have a senior advisor a senior advisor, then not only that, a college advisor as well that will help you prepare for different scholarships. And not only that, the community foundation here in Flint, they give scholarships away.
NAACP next door gives
Sure
scholarships
do.
away.
Sure do. And I
Uh-huh.
won, I think, about 4 or 5 scholarships from the community foundation. And there's so many scholarships here in the city of Flint
That people don't even know
that don't
about.
know about. And it's sad because that's money, they be thinking like, oh, it's money, just down the drain again. And, I just tells people, there's scholarships for everything. But however, nothing is going to be handed to you. You have to work for it. You have to work for it. And I tell people, I worked hard for X, Y, and Z. That's why my resume is quite long, and my LinkedIn, I'm working on that. But
Okay.
I worked for it. Work hard because hard work and dedication is needed, and it's going to be broadcast once you put it in your essay. And always have somebody overlook your essays. Always. And community, and like I said earlier, community service plays a part because an organization will look at, oh, your essay is fine, your grades are great, good. What about your community? Never step foot in your community. They're not going to give it to you.
And you brought up a good point about working hard because what is that saying? The only time success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Yes.
That's the only time.
Yes.
You got to work for it.
Do.
And you've been a wonderful example of that. And you've also been a wonderful example representing Flint.
Yes.
You're really representing Flint.
Yes.
Not just here in Flint, but every place that you go. And to Morehouse College.
Yes.
And I know you make them proud. Yes. Because you make us proud.
That's all I can do, and that's all I want to do is make you all proud.
Yeah, and you have done that. You've done that.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you wanted to come on before you leave. When do you have to leave?
I leave Friday. I catch
Okay,
a
so
flight.
you're gonna be here for 810 day.
Yes.
You're leaving after.
Yes, I catch a flight at 5 a.m. in the morning, Friday morning. And I have to be at Morehouse College Friday night because we have we have a couple ceremonies going on and that I have to help with. So, but yes, Friday 5 a.m. I will be on a flight. So when some of you all may be waking up getting ready for work or waking up eating a snack or some breakfast because I know I have a sweet tooth.
You said you'll be
I'll be out of Detroit. I'll be flying from Detroit.
But you know what I like? One of the things that I admire about you is when you come back home, you work.
Yes.
When you come back home, you work. And when you come back home, they're looking for you.
Yes, it's important.
They're looking for you. And that speaks to the kind of work and the quality of work that you do.
Yes. I always.
Otherwise, they'd be saying, "Oh, I'm so glad TK's gone."
Yeah. And now that my time is coming for me to leave, people's like, "Oh my God, it's been already." I'm like, "Yes, time is here. I gotta get back to my education." And I had a couple coworkers and different people in many different organizations, and also a couple members from the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated. I sat down with some of them in different organizations, and they all cried. I'm like, y'all finna make me cry because it's the work ethic that I have, and it's the hard work and dedication. And I tell people, I'm a kid from Flint, but don't get me wrong.
But don't get him wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
And so, as a kid from Flint that's getting ready to go back to Morehouse, will you come and visit us through Zoom? Will you come on?
I will.
Let us know what's going on because I know we're out of time, aren't we, Mickey? We have a minute left.
Okay.
Anything to close with?
Well, thank you,
I'm so glad
Dr.
you came
Weaver,
on.
for allowing me to come on here. And thank you to the 810 News media station for allowing me to be here to tell the residents of Flint and also surrounding areas about myself and who TK Thomas is.
And you heard it here on 810 News Media Platform. Thank you all for tuning in to Black Money Matters. TK, thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck as you go back.
Thank you.
Thanks.